Hello everybody. Hey, it's Ken Faulkner. I'm still here on the old channel. It's kind of, I guess, our IT department at work. The whole story's on other videos, but I'm just going to switch out my Google account and deactivate it, and I'm waiting to see what happens. Trying my best to keep it here. May move somewhere else, but I'm still here. Hopefully, that's the way it'll remain. I got a knife, so I'm going to make a video. That's not the whole idea of getting knives. I got knives before doing videos, but it sure is fun to be able to talk about them and hear what you guys have to say about them, and just share my journey through the knife collecting. And this was something that was shared to me because it's a company that I'd never heard of before, but I got very intrigued when I saw it on Blade Walker on his channel. So if you go over and check him out, give him a sub. I mean, he's got health issues, so he kind of can be on and off a bit. But when he is able to, he definitely works hard. You probably seeing him in lives and things like that. Yeah, from time to time, he kind of just has to take a little break. And it's been, it's funny with YouTube and subs, just being able to keep on that growth thing. I've just kind of learned to kind of let it go. But everybody likes to get subs, and it doesn't cost you anything. So, I don't really ask people. I don't go say at the beginning of the thing, hey, sub to my channel. Not that it makes me better than anybody else. It's just me. It's just my style. But anyway, Blade Walker. He's got a fun channel. And he showed this knife. And I guess this company, Blade, North Mountain Blade, if you can read it right here, they reached out to him, or he reached out to them, one way or another. But they sent him a knife to show on his channel, and I'd never heard of it before. I think I've seen other videos coming up on other channels with this company now. I think they're pushing to try to get themselves known. So I think it's great that they're willing to send it out to smaller channels. Like the sub 1,000 subs. Meaning smaller than 1,000 subs channels, because I mean, obviously the ones with tons of views and all that kind of thing, those are going to be the ones that they're going to be beating down your door saying, hey, please show my knife on your channel so that it will get sold. People will see it and like it, and they trust you. So anyway, I'm just sharing this with you. I saw this one, not this particular one. He had a different one that was sent to him, but then he was showing like the different versions, and this one definitely caught my eye. And it's funny because when I got this one, the girlfriend got it or picked it up out of the box. She gets interested. She's not a big knife collector, but she's like interested in it. She picked it up and goes, man, that's heavy. And then the first time I picked it up, man, that's heavy. So I'm going to have to go grab the scale real quick. But it's brass scales. Copper scale, sorry. Copper scale. So yeah, brass, copper, same thing where you get a lot of weight off of that kind of scale, especially when you're not seeing a lot of milling out. It's fairly even kind of thick here. But yeah, it's a button lock, and there's the knife. One of the things also, other than this frag pattern copper, that made me interested is if you see the way, and I'm kind of from early days kind of into Japanese knife making, sword making. So kind of like that's always been a thing for me. I'm calling this a tanto, more of a Japanese tanto. Not really a very defined secondary point there, but it does have that Japanese style with the curved front end of the blade, and you can see there is a great compound grind there. And what you can see also is a Hamon line, which is something that they get during the heat treating. So they'll put clay on the steel, and when they're heat treating it, it'll make the edge, that is the part that you really want to get hard, that much harder when they go to quench it during that process. And the other part stays a little softer, giving it a little more strength, which is great with a sword, especially you're swinging it. Samurai swords kind of known for breaking in general because they're very thin, relatively speaking, lightweight, fast. But they give that extra strength by doing that. So a little softer on this side. I mean, it definitely looks like it. I don't know a lot of details about this company. I was kind of looking it up. I was actually trying to find out if this was made in Japan, because it's definitely Japanese style. And I'll show you some of the stuff that comes with it. Obviously, you can see that box. That's pretty cool. And actually, the price on this thing, God, hang on a second. I'm going to find out. I'm going to grab the scale, find out how much it costs, because I should have had that already. I'm just going to pause the video for a second. And we're back. So that is the extent of my great editing skills, that I could pause the camera and come back. I am so not. I've kind of tried to look at it, but I guess my attention span's not there. One of these days, maybe I think once I get into doing editing, that I'd be okay with it. I use computers all the time. The funny thing is that this what I've been working with computers for over 35 years, doing stuff on computers. But yeah, I don't know. When I get home, I just don't want to really do computer stuff. All right, so we're back, and we are talking about the price of this guy. Was $120 on Amazon. $120 on Amazon. And of course, you're going to wonder what the blade steel is, and maybe a hardness. So this is a card that came with it. Heat treatment certificate. I don't know why they say. It's obviously got to have some kind of quenching, I would think. It says tempering, but maybe I don't know that much about it. HRC 61. And the steel is, and I don't know if it says on there. Yeah, it does. And I don't know if I'll get it to focus. But because I have my glasses, I can read it. It's SLD Magic. SLD Magic. Now that's a steel that I, as far as I recall, don't have in my collection up till now. And I've heard of it, but just don't really have anything else that it's in that steel. So I don't know if 61 is a good heat treatment hardness for it. It sounds good. 60, anything above 60 is usually pretty good for this kind of pocket, modern folder type knife. Other things about it: button lock, no stick whatsoever. Very smooth action. I don't know what kind of bearings there are in here. Definitely bearings, because it just rolls out so easily. And you see a lot of Japanese writing on here. And then one of the things that I was trying to find, like I said, I don't know much about this company, but one of the things I was trying to find out is, where do they make their knives? All the indications is that it's a Japanese design. They've got Japanese writing on it. I got a little information from the company, and doesn't really say. I even kind of tried to Google it and whatnot, so I don't see anything about it in here. Lots of information. So it talks about we use Sami hot forged, so it is forged steel technology, and Japan's SLD Magic. So I guess maybe a Japanese steel. For its multi-layered wavy surface gradient finish, combining mirror down near the edge, so you can kind of see a little bit of mirror there, but it's just right at the edge. And then what they say here is fog and frosted effects for both beauty and functionality. I think it looks really cool. I don't know. It sounds good, but I don't know how much that really impacts it. And then they have a contact them. So there's a website here. If you're interested, you can see it on there. But obviously they're operating the contact out of California. So that's my hometown, my home state. It's a big place, though. I don't know. Rolling Heights, I think, is fairly close by. So anyway, yeah, I don't know that much about the company, but they got a lot of information. They talk about care and things like that. So anyway, put that aside. I really like the action. I like a heavyweight knife, but this is pretty extreme, and I think a lot of people probably are not going to be too fond of the weight. Let's get this on. Let's get this, oh, it's zeroed out. I'll close the knife and put it on here. We'll see what we got. Wow. 7.5 ounces. Yeah, that's up there. That's up there. And you feel it. You definitely feel it when you pick up this knife. So yeah, it's a heavy knife. I have a few knives that are pretty heavy. So 7.5, I mean, it's a big knife, relatively big knife. We're talking about maybe 3 5/8 inches. That's what I'm seeing. Overall length would be about 8 inches. But yeah, for that length, those ounce per inch people are not going to like this, the weight of this thing. Now, I don't know anything about any of the other versions of it because they have different handle materials, so it's probably more of an issue, if it is an issue for you, with the copper. So anyway, the frag is very nice. It feels very good. It's got grip without being aggressive and sharp. It's definitely well made with a contour on the handle, so you can see how you kind of loosen your frags toward the end there as they contour it down during the machining. Nice blade, swedge, compound grind, cuts really well for what I've cut. A little bit of paper, a little package opening, works really well because I've had it for a few days. You know, if you like ordering from Amazon, it does. This one did come by USPS, so it came in through the post office. So it was a little bit longer delivery than the next day or anything like that. But it still was only like maybe 5 days maybe to get it. Not a long time. So yeah, and then of course if you got Prime, I think it's Prime, and I didn't have to pay for the shipping, if I remember correctly. Anything else? This thing comes with a bunch of stuff. Wow. Probably more because it was in this big, huge bag. Was in the box with it. And not only did they give me one cleaning cloth, they gave me 2 cleaning cloths. Totally different. This one's got their logo. This one's got their name, North Mountain Blade. I haven't even opened up. I got so many of these things. It's almost kind of pointless for people to send me. I guess if you only have a few knives, it's kind of good to have. I certainly have just stacks of them lying around. Check this out. Japanese Band-Aids. Very cool. I don't know if they're cool. Also with these Band-Aids, I always have plenty of Band-Aids because I do cut myself. So I don't normally use the Band-Aids they send me, but yeah, maybe I will. I just want to see, you know, how good a Japanese Band-Aid is. We'll see. They got one of these cool stickers like the ones you get with Civivi. I think it's a sticker. Is it a sticker? Maybe not. It's probably a sticker. Yeah, it's a sticker. Anyway, it kind of looks like the ones that you get with Civivi knives, but obviously it's this knife with a different handle material. I think that's the carbon fiber. That might be the one that Blade Walker had, was the carbon fiber. And you can see it's really got that Hamon kind of look on the blade on the sticker. It obviously shows up a lot more on the sticker than it does on the real knife. Some paracord, even though this doesn't really have, as far as I know, a spot for a lanyard because it's got this full back spacer. There's no pin there or anything. So I don't know exactly what they're wanting me to do with this. But hey, you know, paracord's always good to have. I'm not unhappy about getting that. And then these are cool because these are very useful. I do have a bunch. I bought them from Amazon for cleaning knives, but you know, eventually you run out. So I got a couple extra. Those are 2-sided. If I need to clean out my ears, I'm ready to go. But no, I'll use these at some point. Kind of interesting. And then they have a knife oil in here. which of course I have knife oil, and you know, I use it sparingly, so a bottle like this would last me forever. Oh, that's cool. So maybe it's because it's like showing it, them putting it on the blade, but then that picture looks like a fixed blade. So maybe this knife oil is more specific rather than a pivot oil. Maybe it is for just keeping the steel good. I don't know how stainless. Maybe I should have looked it up. This steel is that SLD Magic steel. I'll have to check that out just to make sure that I don't need to coat. But I also have all kinds of, you know, types of things for steel blades, carbon steel blades. But anyway, oh, also they gave me a bit, which I also don't need. But you know, it's always helpful just in case. Maybe I'll put this as a backup somewhere. I don't know what the strength. I like the Weehaw bits because I've had really good luck with those. But it's a T8, and if you go through, you'll see not only are the body screws, the pivot screws, the screws for the clip are T8. So a lot of people ask for that. These guys are providing that. T8. They look like good deep screws too. Sometimes these things are kind of shallow, and that's when you're gonna get them stripped out. So, you know, just on the surface, it looks good. It looks like a good knife. $120, guys. I don't know what this blade steel tends to run. Probably should have looked it up. A lot of you guys probably already know a little bit more about it. But I think it's not, you know, I think it's pretty good steel. Nice case, all these things. All the extra swag they give me. And for 120 bucks, what are you gonna say? I mean, when you're buying knives and you're on a budget, but you're addicted like I am, you got to have that next knife. 120 bucks is kind of easy for me. I know a lot of people that's like more expensive than they'll ever spend on a knife, or at least they think that now. And maybe eventually they'll get like me and end up spending hundreds and hundreds. But anyway. I'm rambling again. Enough rambling. I'm gonna let you guys go, but yeah, I'm excited about this company. I'm waiting to see what other people, if more YouTube people bring out videos for them. See what happens in the future with them. If they keep this low price, or you know, what happens. We'll see. You never know what the future is going to bring. And you never know how long I'll be on this channel. So if I get bumped off though, I'll be starting up a new one. All right, guys. I will see you on the next one. Bye.